Hello, I'm Bob Klein.
And I'm Jean Goulet Klein.
In my practice as a Tai-chi teacher at the Long Island School of Tai Chi Chuan, we have many seniors, and the Tai-chi helps seniors in balance and coordination and the general strengthening of their bodies. It's also very good because it's a non-strenuous exercise, and seniors find that it really improves the quality of life and their health.
In my practice in physical therapy, we find that there's a lot of exercises that are specifically made for seniors, and in this video we're trying to combine the best training of the East and the West.
There's a tremendous change in the medical profession these days, more of an acceptance of the medical practices of other cultures. The idea is that other cultures have been developing their forms of physical therapy, their exercises, their medical practices over thousands of years. And we should use all of the knowledge of all the cultures in the world and combine them to get the best form of health for our people. One very important aspect of balance and coordination is shifting and stepping. We're going to do some shifting and stepping exercises, starting with something very simple. The first is, again, keep your feet shoulder width apart, 1 foot under each shoulder, and simply shift your weight to one side. As you do that, try not to lean the body, but keep the body vertical, as if you're hanging from a string, and shift to the other side. And we're just going to shift back and forth like this, keeping the knees bent. Don't straighten out the opposite knee. Keep both knees at the same level of being bent. So this way the body moves in a smooth, level plane. It doesn't bob up and down. If you can feel your feet, try to feel the weight evenly distributed on the bottom of each foot. And now we're going to shift front to back with 1 foot in front of the other. And again, simply shifting to the front and to the back, but trying to keep the knees at the same level. So as you shift to the back, don't straighten out the front knee. As you shift to the front, don't straighten out the back knee. But keep both of them very level. See? And that helps to strengthen the legs. And then we're going to switch feet and do the same. Again, these are very simple exercises, but if you do them for 1 or 2 minutes straight, you can start to see that you may have some weakness in the legs that you need to strengthen. We're just going to show you a very short version of each exercise, so we can fit as many exercises as possible into the video. Right now we go to the side-by-side position, and this time we're going to bring in, shift and bring in the other foot, step back, shift and bring in the other foot. So we're just stepping side to side, and concentrate on the bottom of your foot, trying to make sure that the weight is evenly distributed on the bottom of the weight-bearing foot. Now when you're doing it in the chair, do put some weight into each foot. Don't just very lightly touch the ground, but try to add some weight into it. This will help to strengthen the legs and bring some feeling into the feet. And now come to the center, and the same with front to back. What we're going to do is bring the back foot up and the front foot in. Now it's surprising that many people who feel themselves to be very athletic or physically fit, when they start to do these basic exercises and continue doing this for even 2 minutes, they find they get very sore because there are some muscles they haven't developed. Maybe they've specialized because they're used to certain kinds of exercises, so certain of their muscles get stronger, but others are neglected. So here you're trying to strengthen all of them. And now we're going to switch feet. And the same, bring the front foot to the back foot to the front. Let the arms just lay by the sides, breathe at a regular pace, and again make sure that the knees stay bent. They stay at about the same level. And now bring your feet side by side.
You can do these exercises standing or sitting. If you're sitting in a chair, you want to make sure that you're not sitting all the way back in the chair where your feet are dangling. You want to come a little bit closer to the edge of the chair so that your feet are planted flat on the floor, and you want to be in a chair so that your thighs are parallel to the floor, so that you're not in a chair that's too low and you're slouching in the chair. You want to sit up nice and tall in your chair, and you don't want to come up like this. You want to just make sure that you're sitting right into the two bones in the butt. That's where you'll be in a nice position. You can feel weight bearing into those two bones, feet flat on the floor, and the thighs again parallel to the floor.
Next stage of stepping will require a little bit of coordination. It's a little faster paced. What we're going to do is again shift the weight onto one leg and take the light empty leg, which in Tai Chi we call the yin leg. The full leg is called the yang leg. And we're going to place it in the front of the other foot, and just for a second put weight on that and then back on the original leg. Then we're going to take this leg and put it to the side. Again, just for a second put weight on that, back to the original leg. And finally, we put the empty leg in the back and put weight on that for a second, and then again to the original leg. So we go center, front, center, rear, center, front, center, rear. Now my pace might not be good for you. You may need a slower pace, and that's fine. Or if you're very athletic, you might need a quicker pace. If you're in a walker, my mother uses a walker, this is a very good exercise on the walker because it starts bringing some feeling and some strength into the legs, and you do have the support of the walker to hold you up. I find this an excellent exercise myself. Even though I've been doing Tai Chi for many years, I still need the basic exercises to make sure that all the muscles are limber, loose, and in shape. Now again, with this exercise, make sure that the body stays vertical. You don't want to lean forward, lean to the side, but keep the body vertical, lined up with the force of gravity. Now we'll come to the center and just rest for a moment, and we'll use the other leg. Shift into the other leg for a second, then put the other leg in front, shift for a second, center again, rear, center, and the front, and continue.
If you're doing this in the chair, you want to be bending at the hip joint. And that keeps the body straight.
Now remember also, when you're in the chair, you notice that Jean has her hands on her thighs, and that's for support. You don't want to have your hands dangling at the sides, as I am here, if you're in a chair, because you might fall forward. So you need, always when you're doing chair exercises, to make sure that you have the support of the hands, generally on the legs or on the chair itself, on the seat of the chair itself. And you do want to make sure that the chair is sturdy. Always check beforehand that there's nothing wrong with the chair. The chair has it hasn't been broken and then repaired, because sometimes that you might think it's repaired, but it's not quite repaired. You want a nice sturdy chair. Now we'll come back to the center and relax.
With sidestepping, you're going to keep the hips at a nice level position and the knees are just slightly bent. And then you're going to shift the weight into the left leg, my left, your right, and then you're going to step to the side, and then you're going to slowly shift into that leg and bring in the opposite leg. And you're just going to keep doing that. Now when you're doing this exercise, keep everything facing straight ahead. You do it nice and slow, slowly shifting the weight. And then you can also go the other way, stepping and shifting. It's very similar to what we were just doing.
You notice that I have to just step to one side and then the other side because I only have a short distance to step as I'm sitting.
Okay. This exercise can also be done a little bit faster. As you get better at it, you can make it go a little faster and switch directions. And again, make sure that those two hip bones right in front is facing the front, that you're not turning as you're going. You're not turning the body this way. And you also want to make sure that your head is straight, that you don't look down at your feet. A lot of times when people do exercises with gait training, they look down at their feet. And what you want to do is try to keep the shoulders and the head straight ahead. Okay? The next exercise we can do is called braided walking. And what you're going to do is take the outside leg, the left leg here, and cross it over the right, and then bring the right out to the side. And again, cross over the front, and bring the right to the side. So this one, right now, you're just crossing the leg to the front, and then side, front, and side.
And of course I have to alternate.
In the chair. Then we can go to the back. Now we're going to shift, step to the back, and then to the side, to the back, and to the side, across the bottom, to the back, side, back, and side, keeping everything still straight. Then we can do a combination of the two, where you're first crossing the front, the leg comes to the side, and then you cross over to the back, and then to the side. This is the actual braiding. The front, side, back. You can do this nice and slow. The slower you do it, the more you have to work on really the balance of it. If you were to pick it up, the balance, it gets a little easier because you're kind of catching yourself as you're going. It's like you're falling to the side and catching yourself. One of the reasons why we do this exercise is so that you can do that. If you feel like you're starting to fall, you have other options of just falling down. You can catch yourself here or to the back.
I might mention that in the walking exercises adapted for the chair, it might be better to place your hands on the chair seat, so this way your legs are free. If your hands are on the legs, that adds weight, the weight of the upper body onto the legs, and makes it a little more difficult, which I like to do because I need the extra weight. But for a simpler way of doing it, if you have a nice large chair, you can place your palms on the chair, even a little bit under your own legs. And this way your hands are really secure, and this way your legs are very free to move.
Another way of walking is high stepping or marching. You're going to shift all your weight onto one leg, and then you're going to lift the other leg straight up, and then put it down, and then come into that leg, pick up the left, and bring it down. Again, nice and slow. This is also good if you can do this with a partner, somebody in front of you walking backwards as you're doing your exercises, so that you have somebody guarding you. You can do that forward and backwards. It's a lot harder backwards. And again, don't look down at your feet. Try to feel for the ground. Feel the weight in the leg and feel the weight on the whole foot as you step. Some people try to do this quickly because then they don't have to balance on one leg for so long, so they kind of go through it very quickly. What you want to do is slow it down. This one, the slower you do, the better.
If you're having trouble from a seating position lifting your leg, you can take one hand, making sure the other one is secure, and help your leg to lift. But you do have to be very careful with your balance so that you don't fall over. And then place the other one on the chair very securely. Use the other hand to help you lift.
It's good to do these exercises, well this one anyway, going forward first for a while, and once you've got the dynamics of that and the feeling, the balance for that, then you can practice it also going backwards.